Uh, Good morning, greetings. Here, my name is Funtal Daniel. I will be speaking live here from the great state of Texas, here in the United States. And I want to thank all our brothers and sisters that are tuning in now. Um, uh, so, how's Germany? How's Baghdad? I know my our brothers who is in Baghdad. Thank you for tuning us. And thank you, Sebastian, for joining us here live. And greetings to you all. Remember that I'm broadcast live on my Facebook and on my YouTube as well. So either way, you should be able to get me live. Thank you for tuning in again. Uh, uh, thank you, Adamu, for watching. But anyway, uh, we have just witnessed uh, United States United States has witnessed an election. So election has just occurred here, and we are thanking the United States government for their continued support for the people of Southern Cameroon and the people of Ambazonia. We are a nation. We are never been a colonial territory of La Republique du Cameroon. We have never been a conquered territory of the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroon. We have witnessed a continued murdering and slaughtering of our people. We have witnessed a dramatic, a draconic, someone that has never been elected, someone that is a murderer. And I am bringing this attention to the people of these great nations, the United States, that in 1961, the people of Southern Cameroon, the Anglophone speaking, as the United Nations recognize the people as people of a sovereign nations, and we have the current United Nations structure that is led by Antonio Guterres that remains silent as though nothing is happening. Our people are being murdered indiscriminately. Today, we saw in Banso, the people of Banso, we saw a series of numbers of people that were being killed. You all know someone that lives somewhere in Jilicom, around the Jilicom and the Bamisi area, around somewhere up in the hill. Someone they call Baba Dampur. There is one thing I need to let this message go straight to Baba Dampur. If you are in the southern Cameroon territory, you must abide by the rules governing the people of southern Cameroon. If you are in southern Cameroon territory and you choose to be a spy on La Republique, then you are not supposed to be part of the people of southern Cameroon. If you are in southern Cameroon, if you are in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, you must abide by the people of Ambazonia. Our people were a sovereign people. We will never expect La Republique to become an army of occupation in our people. And our people have been murdering. La Republique, we were never a conquered territory. And so those who choose to be a spy of La Republique and are residing in our southern Cameroon territory, then they are not supposed to be part of our people. And they should, because our people stand for the sovereignty of the people of southern Cameroon. And so if anyone that choose La Republique to become a spy on behalf of the people of southern Cameroon, then we take you as an enemy. So this message is for Baba Dampur of Nawar. It doesn't matter whether he has money. That money is his personal wealth. That is personal property. And that they have used the fraudulent means to dis to rob the people, and now the people are suffering. And if you choose to stand with La Republique, then you need to relocate to La Republique and leave the Southern Cameroon territory. Because we have got enough. Baba Dampur, this is not, we will not be romancing with you. If you choose La Republique, then you need to relocate to Yaoundé. Because you can never overthrow the people of Southern Cameroon. The people of Southern Cameroon has got enough of La Republique, and now it's their turn. And so therefore, if you either be part of the people momentum for the self-realization of their freedom, or you be the enemy. And so if you stood with the enemy, then you need to depart the land of Southern Cameroon and choose and relocate to La Republique. You all may not know who is Baba Dampuru. Baba Dampuru is someone that is settled in the Southern Cameroon territory. He has made a lot of investment on his own part, but he's using his own money on behalf of the people that are suffering, people that basically have less food to eat, even though they are land of this prosperous, they have land of wealth, but yet the people are not benefiting from that wealth. The people of Southern Cameroon, when you leave, when you from Imagine the people of Southern Cameroon, now the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, the people of Tico, the people of Victoria, the people of Manu. When you leave this area, they have the land of the prosperity. They have all the minerals. They have all the wealth. But yet the people are not benefiting from the investment that is being occurred in their land. Yet the land has been all drained by the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. We have a Sonora, which is basically in Victoria. And yet the director general, the ambassador, whoever they got, the director general, they're all La Republique neighboring country. And yet the people of Southern Cameroon, none of them are occupy any position in those areas. You have oil being drained to build the French territory, France. And yet the people of Southern Cameroon basically have no less opportunity for themselves. You have all the director generals are all francophones. They occupy all the entire space in the Southern Cameroon territory. Buea, which is the major capital, the presidency that is part of the Southern Cameroon territory has been completely neglected. Even if we didn't have any ministerial position, even if we were being neglected, the symbol that defined the people of Southern Cameroon, the government residential area of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, should be a moment, a symbol that La Republique should have never neglected. We have our people that are being traumatized by the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. I think it's time that La Republique is using our people to divide us over our own territory. I think it is important that we look about our own self-interest first and La Republique second. I see many of you quarreling about each one another. I see many people quarreling about something that is fundamentally baseless. It is the time that we come together with principles, ideas, what we can do to free our people, instead of all of us pointing finger over one another that basically has no fundamental value. Even if you belong to which defense group, even if you belong to what group, the major goal for each and every group is for the defense of the people of Ambazonia. Bring out your ideas, your principles. Bring out your ideas and the principles on the table, and let's see which one is, instead of pointing finger over one another that may lead us to nowhere. If you are a leader, we need to bring the ideas on the table. Give your recommendation. Give why you believe that recommendation should lead us to freedom. Because when I look at the messages people posted, and I kind of wondering, what is the goal of those messages? Are the messages helping us? There is one thing that you have to ask yourself. Before you post those messages, you have to ask yourself, what does these messages have an impact on behalf of my people that I am standing to defend? You are witness that is the people of Manfred, the people of Manu, how they fought very defenselessly against the enemy of La Republique. And today I see more grievances than the value that unite us as a one people. I have a certain individual that stood up and make statement that is basically of less irrelevant to our struggle. The enemy to our struggle is the neighboring country, La Republique, and not us ourselves. If you make a mistake, apologize to your brother and say, "Oh, I did wrong. I know this is it." Because once you understand and recognize the problem that you have made, then that is the time we can move forward. When we are fighting among ourselves, we give the enemy an advantages to know where we are and prepare for us. And so therefore, we are not doing favoritism, doing good for our own self-determination. When you look at the images of La Republique invading our own territory, when we look the neighboring country, La Republique, remember our elderly people of the 60s, when we talk about the jungle funchers, we talk about Endele. They were simply people that were fighting for a genuine. They didn't have the opportunity that we have now. Neither was the road network. But however, they were very pragmatic. They were very energized. They look forward and they have vision. But here we are almost, I mean, in the days of those when John Funcha was fighting for the freedom of the people of Southern Cameroon. We were not even expand. The technology that we have today wasn't existent at the time. But yet they were more energized, they have vision. And yet we are still don't have that vision. We know how we're gonna go about it, but yet we are deeply divided as compared to our elderly, our brothers and sisters, our uncles, our own great granddads fought for the liberation of the people of Southern Cameroon. John Foncha. They were not even well educated as compared to where we are now. But yet we are more divided. When I see a person posting a comment that is irrelevant to our struggle, before you post such an irrelevant comment, do you ask yourself, how does this comment that I am posting is beneficial to the people of Southern Cameroon? Because once you ask yourself and you can find a solution to your own self, then the information will be irrelevant to the general public. So you are the defender of the people of Ambazonia. There is no one else. All of us are defending the Southern Cameroon territory. And so therefore, if you have a problem and you cannot define it within your own self and acknowledge that this has basically no meaningless. And if it has no meaningless, then it doesn't need to be posted in the social media. We have many of the Southern Cameroon that are in the highest level here in the United States, Germany, Britain. You need to ask yourself, how are we as a free and unique society? We travel a long distance. We travel a long distance. We arrive in this world. We arrive and we learn and we discover how they become as a nation. And yet we are more concerned with divide and role system. Divide and role system is what Metternich of Prussia. Metternich used divide and role system as a means to an end. After how we have learned this divide and role system, how can it benefit us that we should be able to be more stronger? We have our brothers and sisters. They are in the value of the dung of the dead animals, La Republique. We are outside. They understand what they go through with this neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. Instead of empower them, instead encourage them, instead provide them all the avenue they need, we turn to become the enemy of our own progress. We have witnessed some level of draconic change of event. I think it's time we need to think about ourselves. Are we heading for the victory? We have already conquered the enemy. We have already defeated the enemy. The enemy has a problem. The enemy has two, the enemy has his own internal problems. The enemy has internal problems. Does that mean that we take advantages and inflict heavy casualty on the enemy so that they understand? But instead, we are fighting within ourselves rather than the enemy that is already defeated. Fellow brothers and sisters, I think it's the great time we think about what is our goal, what is our mission, how are we going to achieve this mission? This is what the Southern Cameroon, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, they need to work in collaboration. They need to work in collaboration. The enemy can never come and defeat us in our homeland. And so working in collaboration, working across villages, working across cities, working across all the areas, you have to be in collaboration so that when the enemy is approaching, it will be difficult for the enemy to penetrate in our Southern Cameroon territory. So let's take, for example, if the people of Banso are being attacked, they immediately, the neighboring villages, need to be aware of the situation that is going on in Banso. And then the neighboring village need to be alert right away. And they need to be response aggressively. And let's take down the enemy that is penetrating in our soul. We can no longer sacrifice any soul in our territory because the enemy is taking advantage of us. And it's time that we must stand together. If the people of Banso is attacked today, if the people of Womb is attacked today, they attack part of Southern Cameroon. If the people of Gogitunya is attacked today, they attack the people of Southern Cameroon. If they attack wherever they are, then they need to work in collaboration. Because we need to have an emergency alert system when we realize that the enemy is around. We need to be prepared and surround the enemy. We have spoken to the international community. The international community pay a deaf ear over the people of Southern Cameroon. So we must use all our initiative to defeat our enemy. We need to prove to the world community that our people will never be subject of a colonial territory of a neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. You all listen to the message that they call the Peace Forum of whatever they call it in Paris. It seems you are not aware that whatever they sit and discuss, they call the Peace whatever in Forum in Paris. It's nothing just to appreciate how they will be inflicting colonial territory and how they will can drain the resources. But our people must stand and tell them we will no longer succumb to the foreign policy, but we will succumb and protect our own people. We have some individual that is mentally challenged, which is phobia of the neighboring country, La Republique. someone that's suffering from mental psychosis. There's someone that's suffering from depression. There's someone that lacks judgment. And we have the military wing of the neighboring country that is succumbed to military brutality. And yet our people would not be romancing with this system. We need to form a sovereign defense system, a sovereign barrier system, that when the enemy cannot penetrate, and that we need to be as well assess those who are behind, that are forming what is commonly known as the blacklegs. We need to do self-assessment of those individuals that turn to ignore the warning sign that our people are being murdered. What Ambazonia must do, we need to prevent the progression of the neighboring country into our territory. So any linkage between La Republique and the Southern Cameroon territory, we need to cut the link. Because once we cut the link, it will be difficult for the enemy to penetrate into our land. We need, this is the time that where are all our scientists? We have all our scientists all across the world. It's time you bring your knowledge to the table. It's time you bring your skill to the table. It's time you use it, because this is now we need to activate our intelligence across the globe and put everything on the table and immediately inflict whatever damage we can on the neighboring country like Republique of Cameroon. We cannot sit and fold our arms and we see our brothers and sisters being murdered by the neighboring country indiscriminately. We can no longer fold our arms. We are at war, and the war is with our enemy. The enemy is the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun. So every linkage that links us with La Republique, it needs to be terminated. If it is by bridge, those bridges need to be terminated. If it's by railroad, that road needs to be terminated. If it's by sea, it needs to be terminated. Whatever links us between La Republique, we need to terminate. We cannot have our people and those that are working with La Republique. Those that are working with La Republique, they are the enemy of our nations.